Hey everyone, Andang here for more of Mordor. When we last left off, we finished the Black Book of Mordor, at least the Mordor section of it, and now we are going back to the Allegiance quests, and we're already here on the 5th one. And when we last left off, Aragorn made a bunch of judgments, and we gave a report of what had been going on in Mordor. And you know, the whole overarching thing is that we're trying to be an ally with the Haradrim here. And it looks like only one of the two emissaries is here now, so I think it's time to talk to Aragorn and learn what's going on.
The unthinkable has happened.
Mathoi, one of the Haradrim emissaries, has been murdered. He was under my protection. He was in my city. The withered tree has gone too far this time, and they have endangered the peace we so desperately need. This must be carefully handled, or it will mean war. The murderer must be found. I will try to keep the situation from getting any worse, but I understand Haesong's feelings. They came here under a banner of truce, and someone betrayed that peace. This is a grave injustice, and it must be set right. Learn from Haesong what you can, and then go in search of the murderer. Only his blood can save the infant peace now. Dang.
What vile snakes live in this country?
We came to this place of Kerim Thak, as was our need. And this is how you return our trust? Dirtho! Betrayal! Muthoi went by himself to a tavern in your city, trusting the laws of Kerim Thak would hold. He trusted that people of Elisar's city would respect the wishes of Elisar, if those wishes are true. Or is it that Elisar sends another message, hiding his real intent behind others, and secretly laughs at the death of Muthoi, ordering it to be done? Dirto, most foul betrayal of the highest order! If Andang came to Yad Hakar, spoke to the Khas, and was promised safety, how would Elisar react to murder of man? Would it mean war? Haesong asks, why should this be different? Prove to me this was not done by Elisar, or I will return to Khas Uruktar with words of Gondor's true face. No different than lies, no different than Mordor. Dirto most foul. Muthoi was killed at a tavern called Haven, in third circle of the city. Dang. Dang.
I want the murderer found.
That word, Dirto. It is the word Haesong used for betrayal. But the Haradrim emissaries are not the only ones who stand betrayed. This treachery is a betrayal of Gondor, and of me, Andang. I want that murderer found. We cannot let the crime against Gondor stand unpunished. Search the tavern where Muthoi was killed for any trace of the murderer. It is the Haven, and it is on the southeast side of the third circle of the city. Man, they even got the ironic naming too. Like, they knew what they were doing. I'm just saying, to take someone out at the Haven that's supposed to be in peace and possibly causing a war, that's just too on the nose. Alright, let's go to the third circle and figure this out. Alright, here we are outside the Haven. It's actually a pretty cool little place inside. If it were not for the circumstances, I would say this is a really nice place, but man, they're cleaning up. Never, never interrupt the crime scene, man.
Did King Elisar ask you to look into the Haradrim murder?
Ah, Andang. It's good to see you again. I have not forgotten how you helped me calm the unruly crowd the other day. Not enough, it seems. One of them took matters into his own hands. Did King Elisar ask you to look into this Haradrim murder? I've already spoken with some of the folk here, but you are welcome to see if they have remembered anything. I haven't moved his body yet, so you can check and see if there's anything I missed. He's over there. I have no love for the Haradrim, but this wasn't right. Curse the withered tree. They've gone and made things worse. Oh, murdered over here. A cursory examination is enough to reveal the cause of Muthoy's death. He was stabbed in the back by a short-bladed weapon, probably a knife or a dagger. It seems that his killer then carefully lowered him to the floor, so as not to attract too much attention. The murderer must have taken the weapon with him, because there is no sign of it.
You think the withered tree did this?
I didn't see anything I haven't already told Dunor. This place is usually all a bustle, even if the lords of Gondor haven't been themselves since the battle on the field. First thing I noticed was that fellow lying on the ground there, and I figured he was well in his cup. When I went over to him, I saw the blood, and called for the guards. You think the withered tree did this? He's not right to kill a fellow as wants peace. But you do have to wonder how many good soldiers died at his hands, or at the hands of folk like him. Not excusing it, mind, just something to weigh, I'd say. Alright, tavern goer.
I might have seen something suspicious.
It was dark in here. It's always pretty dark, so that isn't unusual. I can't be sure. I think I saw a cloaked figure moving for the door a moment before anyone noticed the dead man. He may have had a limp, or an odd way of walking. I can't say for certain, but the more I think about it, the more I wonder if this fellow might be the culprit. He might have had a beard. Maybe not. It was dark in here. I wish I had paid more attention, but you never think of that at the time, do you? Can't be certain about the limp, or the beard. I think he was cloaked. It was awful dark in here. Awful dark indeed. Alright, let's talk to you.
It is a terrible thing. Just a terrible thing.
I've been cleaning up some of the blood splatters. Figured some of the patrons might have accidentally stepped in some before anyone knew what was going on. There are bloody footprints heading for the door. It might be innocent, or the blood might have dropped from the murder weapon. Alright. Time to look outside for potential blood stains. Ugh. There's blood. And there's blood. You found another body. A knife lies at his side. Dang. This Gondorian man was stabbed in the front. It appears he struggled with his attacker. You examine the knife, and note a distinct black circle on the hilt.
Oh, I know this knife. This is the weapon of a lord, not of a common man.
You tell Dunor of the second murdered man, and hand him the knife. He studies it with dawning realization. Andang, I know this knife. It is finely decorated, and gilt front and rear. This is the weapon of a lord, not of a common man. Do you see the black circle here on the hilt? That is the symbol of the Blackroot Vale, or I am a mummock. This is the personal dagger of Lord Duin here. I would know it anywhere. The Lord of the Blackroot Vale murdered the Haradrim emissary. But why would he do this? You think the fate that befell his sons, Dulin and Derfin, and wonder. He would not have done it himself, Andang. He must have paid yonder victim to do the deed, and once it was done, he silenced the murderer, and made his escape. I will take some of my best men and apprehend him. You bring word to King Elisar that the culprit has been found. Not sure that bringing that word so quickly is a good idea, but sure, we'll do that. He could have been framed. There could have been other things that could have happened. I'm just saying, it's not a guarantee that he's the one that did it. But we have pretty striking evidence there.
Dwyn here was brought before me, and he claims innocence of the crime.
What do you say to this, Andang? I have heard his words, but I would hear what you think as well. I haven't heard his words, so why am I... Okay. You give Elisar your opinion, and he nods. There is no doubt that Dwyn here keenly felt the loss of his sons beneath the trampling feet of the Mumakil, the beast wielded in war by the Haradrim. But why would he pay a man to commit this murder, only to leave behind his dagger, distinctive as it is? If the killing was fueled by a desire for vengeance, would he not wish to carry it out himself? Further, this act has now claimed 2 lives, one of whom can carry no burden for the deaths of Dulin and Derfin, no matter how slight. I will not rush to exonerate him, neither will I render hasty judgment. Speak to him, Andang, and hear what he has to say of this. If there is anything he knows that may point to another, he should provide it, for Haesong will not wait long before returning to his country, with a call for war. Oh, man.
I did not do this. You have to tell him I am not guilty of this crime.
Dwynir turns his tear-stained face to you. I did not do this, Andang. Tell him! You have to tell him I am not guilty of this crime. I hate the Haradrim for what they did to my boys. But I would not kill one. Not like this. Let them face me in combat, man to man, and I would show no mercy. But I would not kill any among them like this, like a coward. How could I face Rosfin having done this and brought shame to my king? I could not. You must believe me. My knife. My knife. Someone took my knife and used it for the crime. I cannot remember when I last saw it, but I must have set it down somewhere. Yes, I remember cleaning it. Was that the last time I held it in my grip? I remember looking out over the city and thinking of my sons. Where was that? Maybe it was on the parapet on the north side of the 5th circle? Go there, good friend. Go there, and someone may know something. I'm depending on you, Andang. And so too are Rosfin and the memory of my boys. Dang. Alright, this is the location that was described. Let's talk to him.
You are a friend of Lord Dwyn here, are you not?
Oh there, Andang. I have heard of your many deeds. It is a pleasure to meet you at last. You're a friend of the Lord Dwyn here, of the Blackroot Vale, are you not? Did his knife ever come back to him? You boggle at the man, your mouth agape. Did I say something odd? He comes here to this spot to clean and sharpen his knife, but it has been a few days since I last saw him. He left his knife behind, an accident of his recent grief, I expect. I would have brought it to him, but before I had properly decided, another volunteered for the task. You asked the man who it was who volunteered to return Dwyn here's knife. Why, it was Partha Dan, the Warden of the Green. I saw him only a moment ago, outside the Dome of the Sun, on the northeast side of the 6th circle. Oh, not Partha Dan. Alright, let's see what he knows. Oh, he looks guilty. He looks guilty.
I know why you're here.
Partha Dan looks up at you with haunted eyes, and you know at once that he is guilty of the crime. I know why you're here, Andang. I have been wandering around the city, looking for a reason to go on, but I found none. It all seems so clear to me, once, but I cannot recapture that feeling, no matter how long I walk. I saw Dwyn here cleaning his knife, and I thought of his sons. And I knew with complete certainty that the men of Harad had to die. But I serve on the Council of Gondor. I am the Warden of the Green, who will speak for the folk of Pelennor who lost their homes during the war, if not I. So I took Dwynhir's knife when he left it behind, and I paid a man in coin for the deed. And when one of the Haradrim emissaries went to the tavern, my men cut him down. It seemed so clear to me, if he lived, he would speak my name in time. So I took the knife from him, and slew him too. But the clarity was already going. He was a man of Gondor. Why did he need to die? When it was men of Gondor for whom the Warden of the Green sought to provide. You ask Partha Dan how long he has been with the withered tree, and the haunted look is replaced with a confused expression. The withered tree? Oh no, you've gotten it wrong, Andang. I have never been one of those malcontents. Everything I did for the good of Gondor. I would never join those villains. I wish I could explain to you where it went wrong, but it's just not clear to me anymore. We were at war, and then we weren't. And somewhere along the way I lost something important. I can't remember now what it might have been, but there was a time when I knew. There was a time when I knew this was the right thing to do. It's gone now. And I don't think it's ever coming back. I wish I could tell Dwynhir I was sorry. I think this is his fault. Somehow. Partha Dan is a broken man. Oh, man. Man. That makes this whole allegiance worthwhile, just that whole plotline. That is crazy. I've never seen anything like it, Andang. I've heard tales of fell spirits and shades controlling the bodies of their victims. That's not what happened here. I think Partha Dan knew what he was doing, but once it was done, he couldn't come to terms with it in his head. I think it broke him. I'll bring him to the dungeons, but I do not expect he will be there long. Go to King Elisar and tell him what we found. Dang! This is crazy. Aragorn is going to be just so devastated.
Dwynhir has been released, and Partha Dan will die.
The gods have been and gone, Andang. Dwynhir has been released, and Partha Dan will die for the murders of 2 men. It is not enough for Haesong, and it is not enough for me. This should never have happened. Haesong will return to his Khas with the knowledge that justice was meted out upon the murderer, but it will not change this truth. They came here under a banner of peace, and Gondor betrayed them. Sauron is gone, but he gave us many unwanted gifts before the War of the Ring came to a close. Dirto, Andang! I cannot abide the sound of the word, but I know that this day, Gondor deserves it. I thank you for what you have done, my friend. An innocent man was spared, and for that we should be thankful. I await news of your return, and hope that your adventures progress well and simply. How is it that war can be so clear, and peace so confused? Man, I loved that chapter. That made it all worthwhile. I can't wait for the next one, but that is not till next time. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like down below, and I'll see you again real soon for more of Mordor.